What's up, guys? Right here at Spirit Halloween in Glen Burnie, Maryland. This store says it used to be a Tractor Supply Co., but there's a Tractor Supply Co. right there. So I wonder if they just moved next door? I don't know. You know what? We are actually going to check out both of them, Tractor Supply and Spirit Halloween, because I know Tractor Supply has some really cool Halloween stuff this year. Stay tuned to the end of the video to see where I hide a small purple pumpkin with some stickers in there for you. Let's go see what they got. Let's go into Tractor Supply first and see if they have any Halloween decorations in here. They have some cool ones this year. They do have some Halloween stuff here. Look at that scarecrow. That is pretty cool. This thing is tall. $400 for the 6.73 foot. Why wouldn't they just make it 7? Animated scarecrow. Animated. Is there a button? Yes. Let's see if it works. Oh no, he's not going to work. That is too bad. I wish they had him plugged in. There's a big skeleton chicken there. That is cool. And a bunch of little skeleton creatures here. There's the pig. He lights up and makes sounds. Look at that. Very cool and unique. Here is a chicken wearing like a ghost costume. That's funny. And they have the rooster in the box here, and they have the scarecrow. The rooster is $340. What in the world? But he doesn't do anything. That is weird. These are 15% off right now. That's odd. And they have the mummy down here. I want the mummy. I haven't seen him set up anywhere yet, but I would love it if they did have him set up somewhere. What is this? A rat in a feed bag. Hold on. Oh my gosh, that is funny. How cool. And it says it does light up too. That is awesome. Hold on, here's a raccoon. I did not see that when we were over there. A skeleton raccoon. Very funny. What is this tiny one here? Is that a little rat? Yeah, for $3.50, a little skeleton rat. Bunch of little things here that you can put in your yard or in front of your house. Some solar-powered skeleton roosters and cats. And is this a mongoose? What in the world? Goose skeleton. I wonder how much that one is. I didn't see the price on there. That is funny. And this one's a donkey, a small donkey. How unique. $70 for the goose and $70 for the donkey too. Is this one missing an ear? Oh my gosh, yeah, the ear broke off. Oh, I was waiting to see these. Hold on. This one has the tab already pulled. Let's get it going. Hold on. These are the eggs. Yes. That is too cool. I love it. How unique. I'm so glad that they're doing some awesome props this year. How much is that? $50. Not too bad for the deviled eggs. They have a few more things over here. Here's a skeleton dog. That is metal. It's just like a little display piece. Here's a light up. Ooh, look at that. It's a farm with some jack-o'-lanterns and creepy trees and bats up there. And you can see that lights up. It would look a lot better in the dark though. What is this? A changing picture. Hold on. Ooh, they turn into skeletons. That is very cool. And it's like 3D too. I saw another changing picture. Maybe they have it on the other side. Let's go look. Yes, they have one of these with the cow. Look at that. That is so awesome. I love that these are like 3D and they're changing. That is fantastic. There's another one that has ghosts, but it is not here right now. Then they have some skeleton pig things and the cows. I like the cow. That is awesome. Some nice Halloween decor here. Not too bad. I think my favorite thing is the rat in the bag. Pretty cool. All right, let's go check out Spirit Halloween. This store looks kind of cool because it's very plain out here. Just a big white wall and then Spirit Halloween. Let's see who's greeting us in here. It is Jack the Reaper and Crypt Countess again, but look at her face. Oh my gosh, this place is weird. Very different. How unique. Look at her face though. That is so funny. You can see her face really well because her hair is pushed out of the way. Here she is, $300. Wait a minute, she's not even going to work. That is too bad, but look at that face. That is so funny. Here is Jack the Reaper. We'll take our glasses off to see if he will track us. He did lock on, and there he goes.
Into your soul. You can never escape my evil eye.
He lost me. There he goes. He locked on again. It works pretty well. All right, we'll go over here, and they have the whole setup. Man, this place is just a little bit odd. Look at how it's set up in here. It's very empty over there. Here is Valak. We'll do her first. $300, and she's gonna work. Nice and loud. How awesome. Cool. All right. And Bullseye's over here. We'll go to him next and see how loud he is. He's usually pretty quiet. Yeah, a little quiet. You can kind of hear him though. I like how he looks, but I wish he was a little bit louder. And here is Backbend Bonnie. A nice prop. She is $180, a little bit cheaper than the other ones, and Monkey Business for $330. Monkey business. How awesome. I love that the box says just for you. Here is a fire demon. He should be working too. He usually works every time. Yes.
I have risen from the dark pit of despair. It burns.
It burns. I love it. Here's the jumping spider. Will he work? He might be on motion. Maybe not. I don't know if he's set up, but here is the owl. $250. Very loud, ear-piercing, screeching, and red light-up eyes. All he does is flap his wings. That's okay. Probably my least favorite besides Bullseye. I like Bullseye, but he's just so quiet, even if you turn him all the way up. Here is Trick or Treat Pete, puking candy into the bowl. And the sensor is right in here, so when you reach for your candy, that sensor makes him start puking candy out. He has 7 different compartments in here, so after every, 7 times that he pukes, you're gonna have to refill him. I've tried to fill him all the way to the top, and I just haven't been able to get him to work without clogging, but we'll keep working on it. $330 for the Sinister Straw Man. He is a Mr. Darkery skin, and very quiet right now. Woo! Oh, his hands are burlap too. How did I never notice that? His hands are burlap, just like his face. Very cool. All right, here's the rat. Mutant sewer rat. He's working. An awesome giant rat animatronic. How funny. Live wires are here. They were just working a second ago. Look at this ISC. I love it. Here is the electrified corpse for $150. Why is his face not lighting up? Look at how fast he shakes his head. I love that. That is so awesome. You'd think he would break for shaking so much, but he does pretty well. We'll sit next to the Sinister Strawman, or not Sinister Strawman, the Scary Scarecrow. Perhaps a cousin of Sinister Strawman over there. He looks kind of like him. And over here, we're going to check and see if this stuff works. We always do. And yes, it works. Very good. Speedometer and the voltage meter are working, but there's no light on the phone. Let me see if it works here. Press a button, and yes, it does have some sound, but it's really hard for the camera to hear it. The hanging rat is here. I love the hanging rat. And the zombie raccoon with his stomach gone. He will forever be hungry. And over here, Headcase Harry is going right now, so we're going to check out Grandma. Hello, Grandma. Love that crackling.
Hear that sound? That's the grinding of my bones coming to tuck you in.
Her mouth, you can hear it clicking and clacking.
Sweet.
She is great. Definitely one of my favorites this year. And here is Headcase Harry. He's very cool, and he is on the button. We'll push it with the baby thing. Oh, he's already going.
Yes, indeed.
His jaw's not working. What in the world? Knife and the candy. And the blood.
And get the second one for free.
I found a few of him that are broken, and sometimes you see that his mouth is ripped on the edges because his mouth does open very wide. Alright, we'll go over here and see what animatronics they have on the floor for sale, and this place is set up really unique. It's a long store, and it's very empty over here on this side. What animatronics do we have in the exit? They have Jack the Reaper and Valak, and there's actually a couple over here. We have Night Owl, 3 of him, and Headcase Harry, 2 of him, another Jack the Reaper. Trick or Treat Pete is here, Headcase Harry is here. They have a Crypt Countess right there, and another Night Owl and Sinister Strawman. A decent selection here. I think they might have some more. Yes, they do. Monkey Business is right there, and 4 Two-Face Teddy and Backbend Bonnie. I still can't believe we have not seen a Two-Face Teddy set up. He has 2 faces, one happy and one angry. Holy cannoli, they have a ton more animatronics over here. There's Young He back there. This is a long store, and they look very well stocked. Let's start going through all of it. First, we'll point out they have 2 Trixie here and a Dark Princess. I hope to see her set up somewhere this year. Fire Demon, Valak, more Crypt Countess. They have a bunch of her. Twisted Grandma, more Jack Reaper. They have a ton of him. And I mean a ton. There's 4 right here. There was some over there. Another Crypt Countess. They have a whole big stack of animatronics here. Fire Demon. Slim is here. How cool. I have not seen a Slim for sale yet this year. That is awesome. Scream. Yes. Ghostface. That has 2 masks. The aged one and the bloody one. And he has 2 knives. That one and the machete. That is too cool. And the goofy Ghostface. I don't really like that one. Emily is here. Another goofy Ghostface. Ghostface. Oh, they have a Texas Chainsaw Massacre here. How do these stores get the older animatronics? I have the Texas Chainsaw Massacre from Party City when they were open, and I love that one. This one is $350. It's not a bad animatronic. It actually looks really good. I don't remember what his animation looks like. I'll have to look it up and see. But very cool they have him. I wish they'd have him set up. They should totally take some of these animatronics and set them up along that back wall over there. More animatronics back here. Trick or Treat Pete is here. Bullseye, Monkey Business, more Two-Face Teddy, more Bullseye, more Headcase Harry, more of everything. Wow. I wonder if they will really sell through all these animatronics. There's so many. Max Straw is here. We're seeing a few of him this year. Pretty cool, man. This place is stocked. More animatronics? What in the world? A ton more. A whole other stack in here. This is crazy. More Jack the Reaper and Trixie and Electrified Corpse is there. My goodness, they have so many animatronics here. Most of them are repeats. There's 2 Ringmaster here. Oh, and they have a Bobby Strings. Very cool. The first time we're seeing him in stores this year. And Night Terror is here. Barnaby the Bear. We saw a few of him, but they have 3 here. My goodness. There are so many animatronics here. Are there any more older ones from previous years, though? Did I point out the Fire Demon? I don't know if I did, but there are 2 of him. Ooh, yes, the Demonic Gatekeeper. That was from last year, 2024. Kind of surprised we're not seeing more of him this year. A bunch of Gordo and a Sinister Strawman and Mutant Sewer Rat. There's 2 of him here. I actually don't see him in the stores for sale too often, which is weird because he is kind of a big part of this year's lineup. And I suppose we'll go over here and check out... Wait a minute, what in the world? Is he supposed to be having a red eye? No, that is missing the eye. What in the world? That is funny. Is that painted on there or is it separate? Let me see. That is painted on there. So this one they forgot to paint the eye. How funny. All right, we'll go over here and we'll check out Young Hee. She has a very simple animation, but I like to check and see if she's working because we found a few broken ones. She is in English mode. She does have Korean and English mode. Right now, she's in English. There she goes. She's turning her head and it turns nice. Sometimes they just keep spinning around and around. And there she goes. She's looking around with her eyes, detecting movement. I'm gonna move around a little bit. We'll see if she can tell. Player eliminated, yes. She does work. And because the Ghostface section is right here, we're gonna go through these real quick. Look at that beautiful mirror mask. I love the way it shines in the light. I'm gonna do a review of that with the deluxe costume pretty soon here. I'm gonna have to set up my disco ball and the disco ball lights to see if that will really shine with the disco ball lights. They have the pink bling mask right there. And the color changing mask. Yes, this is only the 2nd time that we are finding it this year. He has a tab, so whoops, we're gonna drop him first and then we'll pull the tab. There we go. We pulled the tab while it was on the floor. All right, and then we'll press the button. I'll show you the color. There we go. It's red, and then it will cycle through. There is green, and then it's going to turn to blue. There's a few colors in here. I love that blue. That is very cool. Only the 2nd time that we have found it this year. Last year, that was really popular. Maybe they are just now shipping them out. There's the pink bling mask and the pearl mask. The pearl one is pretty unique, but I don't really like the pearls. I don't know. Maybe I do. It does look kind of cool. And they have the spoof mask. That one's almost always here. Do they have the crimson costume? I don't think so. They do have some plus-size costumes here. $30 for the plus-size Ghostface costume. There's the deluxe one. That one is shiny like from the movies. Let's pull it down and I'll show you. You can kind of tell that is shiny just like in the movies. I bought one of these, but I bought one size fits most. I have yet to see a plus size of the deluxe Ghostface costume. Blue Jason mask? No, but I do see the axe. Yes, we just saw this at the last store. The retro axe that is from the Friday the 13th game, which is discontinued. Unfortunately, I love that game. $17. I am looking for the blue mask that is the same color as this. And I'm also looking for the black one too, but I think scalpers are buying them and selling them on eBay, so maybe we won't find any more. I should have bought it when I found it the first time. We will come back to all these costumes and accessories and things, but first let's go check out the inflatables like we like to do. The inflatables are over there, but we'll go over to the babies first because I see a ton of them here. They have a bunch of Spider Biter Billy up here. Glad we're starting to see more of him lately, and they have the Hand Eater, Snackin' Stevie for $45, and Barbara Wire, and Wretched Ralphie with his delicious rat snack, and they have Hiding Harry the Peekaboo Baby, but oh yes, he's working. There he goes. Yes. I've seen a lot of these that were broken, which is too bad because he is awesome. 70 doll hairs. What in the world? And they also have Clobber and Claude down here. Does he work? He's making the sounds. Is he going to clobber us? Yes. There he goes. I love it. And that one's working very well. I've seen some broken versions of him too. Let's check out the inflatables. They have a bunch of them here. There's the hearse. There's the inflatable sandworm. It has been a long time since I have seen that. He is $150. That is tempting to buy. 9 foot tall, very cool. Glad we saw him. Jack the Reaper archway there, and Reapers, dual mask inflatables, ghosts, wolves, owls, pumpkin scarecrows, gargoyles, jack-o'-lanterns, mini skeleton, mini jack-o'-lantern skeleton. There's another owl and the wolves and the animated pumpkin cats. I might have to buy that one and do a review on it. I like to collect inflatables, so I'm definitely gonna have to grab some new ones this year. And the 8-foot ghosts are here, and the cats. We saw a chupacabra at one of the previous stores recently, but I haven't seen him since. I was hoping they'd start shipping him out. There is the zombie possum. That is $25. An awesome little friend. And they have the seagulls. Those are some of my favorites. Of course, they always have the cats, and there's the bunnies. And they have some more over here. There's another possum, and the pigs, and Scabs, the dog. The store is kind of dark, but no chupacabras. We'll keep our eyes peeled. There's the rat, though. I like that hunchback rat. Kind of surprised nobody's put like an army of these little rats up there with the mutant sewer rats. Somebody should do that. They have the hanging zombies here. I love those. But look at this. They also have the witch, which I haven't seen in a long time. And I don't see a button to try her. She does make some sounds. Wait a minute. Her wrist. There we go. Yes. I really like her. You hardly ever see her. Look at those teeth. Her nice, clean teeth. That is awesome. I like that her eyes light up red, too. Let's do her one more time. She probably has multiple quotes. Very cool. I'm glad she works. How awesome. Good to see her. I see the hanging pig heads, but I don't see any of the other hanging heads. They do have this really expensive bald vampire. He's like $33. Yeah, that's crazy for just a hanging head that doesn't do anything. They have some of the spider egg sacks here. At a few previous stores, we saw some zombie baby accessories, and look, there's the cradle. This one is $40. Not too hard to find. Sleigh time would go perfectly in there. They have a ton of chainsaws here. These are actually a little bit hard to find this year, and this one works. I love the chainsaws. And Carl, somebody who's always here watching our videos, mentioned that they should make a bedazzled chainsaw. That would be really unique and awesome. A shiny chainsaw. Great for Leatherface costume. That is $60. I can't believe I paid $60 for that. Maybe I got it during a sale, but I don't think I did. This is a good store, so I expect them to have good masks. And look at this. They have the Jason Voorhees Friday the 13th one with the removable hockey mask, but it's not here. They should probably discount that. And it's from Ruby's. Ruby's makes some awesome masks. And they have the Texas Chainsaw Massacre right there. That one's from Trick or Treat Studios. And the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 one. There's the Mars Martian mask. We haven't seen that one in a long time. Carver Clown. It's a new one for 2025. Awesome. We're starting to see him a little bit more often. And the zombie. They have a new zombie somewhere, but not here right now. Lots of the chrome masks here too. And look at this one, Metallic Ghost. White Metallic Ghost. That, I think, is a really cool mask. And then this one is just called Metallic Ghost. It's almost kind of green. I like the metallic stuff. They're shiny. This one's cool. Chrome faceless mask. And when you look through it on this side, you can see through it. See that? Very cool. I always like to point out the mirror stuff. Here's a mirror cowboy hat. That is awesome. Like a disco cowboy. How much is that? $35. Not bad. And then there's a rhinestone one beneath it that is black and shiny. That one's cool too. This is funny. Roll-on shimmer glitter. You can cover your body in blue glitter. That is $8. They have other colors? Yes, purple and red. What kind of costume? Oh, there's green. What kind of costume would you wear where you would need to be covered in glitter? Here's some clearance stuff. Peanut butter and jelly with no jelly. 50% off, so it's just a peanut butter sandwich. That is funny. Originally $40, so now it's $20 for the peanut butter sandwich. Here's something we don't see often. Over at the Corpse Bride section, they have a Victor costume, $60. Now, it doesn't show a mask on him, but look at this. There is a mask in the package. Why it's not on the front there, I don't know. I walked right past the blanket section when I was going through here because I was so excited about all the animatronics, but they have plenty of cool blankets here. They have the American Psycho one. I love that one. They have the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Lots of Texas Chainsaw Massacre things here. That's awesome. That's one of my favorite movies. They have Jeepers Creepers. I love that one. They had another cool one I wanted to show you. Oh, down there is the Deadpool one. We don't see that one as often anymore. And plenty of the slippers too, but you know what I noticed? I haven't seen any Freddy slippers. They do have Chucky and Gizmo and Art the Clown. They have Freddy Fazbear here, but they don't have any Freddy from Nightmare on Elm Street. Kind of strange. They have the Killer Clowns one though, with Shorty and his boxing gloves. This front area is one of my favorite areas to go through, and I usually do it at the end of the store, but they have tons of goodies in here, and I usually find something new. But look at this. Jeepers Creepers socks. I love that with the eye. They have so so many good socks. You could spend a whole video going through all these socks. Look at this, it says literally dead. That's a funny one. What else they got here? Lots of good ones. There's some Five Nights at Freddy's socks right there with each of the characters on there. This one's cool with some pumpkins. I love these blood splatter ones down here. Knee-high blood splatter socks. Anything with blood splatters, I love. Let's get one last look at this strange store, this big open space, and then it's a long store. I love unique, different stores like this. And look at this, they put all these stickers up from the donations in a long tail going down the wall. That is really cool and unique. What an interesting store. Now it is time to go hide the small pumpkin. All right, guys, here is little purple pumpkin. The stores are all the way over there, and we are in the back of the parking lot, all the way back here. We're gonna go ahead and put this on that light post right there. He shouldn't blow away. It's a little windy, but I'm gonna tuck him under here. There we go. Look at that. There he is, and there's the stores right over there. Come and find him. There's 3 stickers in there for you. Take one and leave some for other fans, or take the whole pumpkin for yourself. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you on the next one.